where he could have been in attendance. It was more his sort of thing. So what was he expecting the royal family to do?
Well, he expects them to apologise. He expects them in his naive, stupid way to think that somehow it's all going to fall his way.
Prince Harry is now said to be gearing up for legal action against royal biographers, Lady Colin Campbell and Tom Bower, and it all stems from a live TV moment that shook the royal narrative. On air, the two dropped revelations Harry had tried desperately to keep buried. From explosive claims about his behavior to whispers of hidden motives, the scandal didn't just make headlines. It lit a fire under years of secrecy.
And think, well, what am I now doing? Can I do to make their life really infinitely more difficult and embarrass them? And I think he'll take comfort, as will, unfortunately, Meghan.
Behind the scenes, Harry reportedly lost it. Insiders say the Duke of Sussex is livid, ready to take both authors to court for defamation. But Lady C didn't flinch. Her reply cut through the noise. "You can't do anything." It wasn't just bold, it was telling. Because in today's media battlefield, public figures don't own the story anymore.
Shouldn't it be terribly black in a white country? I mean, it is just appalling. And unfortunately, we've reached a point now where the anti-monarchists will keep on pushing this colour issue because the monarchy is easy to touch. We've reached now a point.
Harry's fury isn't landing as noble outrage. It's coming off more like a meltdown from someone scrambling to shut down the truth, and now the dam has burst. In a live broadcast that spread like wildfire, Lady Colin Campbell and Tom Bower pulled back the curtain on Prince Harry's private world, and what they revealed was nothing short of explosive.
The fault of Harry and Meghan spreading what even they admit is false claims of racism within the royal family. I mean, you look at the Bridgerton woman, you look at Ola Solga on the BBC and ITV, they are Harry and Meghan allies.
Well, Ola Solga was in her Netflix program. And that's the whole point. They actually, I don't think Harry, because he's not intelligent enough, but
they exposed cracks in Harry's story, from shaky claims about security threats to hidden financial deals and a rumored media manipulation game plan. This wasn't tabloid chatter. It was backed by real sources, documents, ex-staff, and people. On the inside, and Harry's angry reaction, it spoke volumes. If it were all lies, he'd shrug it off. But threatening to sue? That's the move of someone who knows the truth cuts deep. Lady C and Tom Bower didn't just speculate, they echoed what royal watchers have suspected for years. Something doesn't add up in the official records of Archie and Lilibet's births.
Tom, do you think Harry and Meghan are fast learning what they signed away when they took this Netflix big moolah? And I would say they signed away their credibility and their dignity.
Well, that's our view, but it's not theirs. They need the money, and they need it now more than ever because they've got no other source of income.
Unlike traditional royal births, where everything from hospital details to official photos is laid out clearly, the arrival of Meghan and Harry's children came wrapped in mystery. No hospital images. No verified proof Meghan was ever at any medical facility on those dates. According to Tom Bower, that's no accident. It's deliberate misdirection. On the live broadcast, he revealed that his team quietly investigated both Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital and Portland Hospital. In London, where Meghan was supposedly admitted, what did they find? Absolutely nothing. Not a single trace.
No book, and all the criticism they're going to take means nothing because that's the only way they can earn their money.
Very interesting, actually. I don't know if you saw this from Tina Brown, who was, of course, one of the last people to see Diana before her death. She said the Duke and the Duchess are poor by...
No record of Meghan Markle, not even under an alias, was found at either hospital. And this isn't just tabloid fodder. It opens the door to serious legal and historical concerns. Royal births aren't just personal milestones. They're constitutional events. So when the truth is hidden, it's not just secrecy, it's national deception. The word surrogacy has hovered in whispers for years, but Lady C didn't blink. Live on air, she suggested that the silence and confusion might not be accidental, but a deliberate move to hide the use of a surrogate.
A-list celebrities and said in Montecito their $14 million mansion is a humble cottage compared to what these other people have. And she added, at some point it might be more than a new house she's looking for. Elon Musk is still single. That's all I have to say. So do you agree with Tina Brown that there is a huge financial motivation?
She even pointed to the unusual delay between the children's births and their official place in the royal line of succession, a gap that doesn't match royal protocol. In any other family, it might be overlooked. But this is the monarchy, where bloodlines define everything. Then came the resurfacing of that old footage, Meghan's baby bump appearing to shift oddly, once brushed off as camera angles or fabric folds. Now it's under fresh scrutiny. Lady C didn't hold back. No pregnant woman moves like that, she said. And Tom Bower? He backed her without hesitation.
Backed her up.
Revenge about her so recently, of course.
Well, of course, that has always been her motive. She's money obsessed and always has been. And that is why she married Prince Harry. Her great surprise and disappointment was to discover that Prince Harry had very little money. She imagined he'd be worth hundreds of millions, if not billions. And she's having to...
He claimed that video analysts had flagged strange inconsistencies during Meghan's public appearances while she was supposedly pregnant. And if those pregnancies weren't real, then what were we all watching? Was it a carefully staged illusion to uphold the image of natural motherhood? This goes far beyond protecting privacy. If these allegations start to gain legal weight or public backing, it could shake Archie and Lilibet's place in the royal succession, and with it unravel the entire Sussex story, from accusations of racism to claims of royal betrayal.
I think Tina is a great journalist, and perhaps she has inside information. I don't see how the Sussexes can give up both the Netflix and the book deal. They won't be living in a Montecito cottage. They'll be more likely living somewhere in downtown LA, in a little hovel. That's their problem. They're stuck now. But, you know, the truth is about them.
Their entire narrative hinges on public sympathy. But if it's exposed as a lie, Harry and Meghan's global brand could crumble in an instant. That's why insiders say Harry's threatening legal action, not to correct falsehoods, but to silence uncomfortable truths. And then came the moment that stopped the show. Lady Colin Campbell didn't just brush off Harry's threats, she welcomed them. Leaning in during the live broadcast, she declared, "Let him sue me. Let's open it all up."
Getting out of it now is if Charles would bail him out. Somehow he'd have to pay off Netflix, he'd have to pay off Random House's publishers. It would cost millions of dollars or pounds. But Harry might give that to him in return for a signed agreement never to knock the royal family again. That's the only thing I can imagine would actually end this.
Every document, let's bring the truth to light. Lady C's words weren't the bluff of someone posturing, they were a challenge. She was daring Harry to push forward, fully aware that if this goes to court, the fallout could hurt him far more than her. Royal insiders say she's not empty-handed. Lady C reportedly holds archived records, eyewitness testimonies, and confidential royal timelines, all capable of dismantling Harry's carefully crafted narrative.
Deal. Meghan has got no interest whatsoever in giving way, being silent. She wants the battle. She wants to rubbish the royal family and go on to bigger things. So I think that this battle is going to go on. Hostilities have resumed, I think.
And that's the problem, isn't it, Tom? You know, they have...
Inside that courtroom atmosphere, tension crackled. Tom Bower, the fearless investigative author known for lifting the veil on royal secrets, didn't hold back. Live on air, he dropped a bombshell. Meghan Markle, he claimed, wasn't even at the hospital the day Archie was supposedly born. The moment he said it, the panel froze. Online, the reaction was instant, like striking a match in dry grass, and Bower wasn't done. "I've spoken to staff," he said, his tone razor sharp, ready to back it all up.
To staff.
Case Netflix, and Netflix is now demanding its pound of flesh. They're not happy with this woke children's TV series that Meghan wanted to do and some sort of twee documentary that Harry was planning about the Invictus Games. They want...
"I've reviewed the facility's movement logs, and if Meghan gave birth there, it must have happened invisibly. which is medically impossible, Bauer's claim didn't just raise eyebrows. It lit the fuse on a story that's now threatening to detonate the Sussex narrative entirely, because if there's even a shred of circumstantial proof behind it, the official tale surrounding Archie and Lilibet's births could collapse under its own weight. What deepens the mystery is the deafening silence from Buckingham Palace. A silence that speaks volumes. They haven't backed the surrogacy claims, but haven't crushed them either. All they've offered is a vague statement about avoiding speculation, yet behind palace walls, insiders whisper that even the late Queen expressed private unease about the unusual way these births were introduced to the public. It seems the doubts didn't just live on the internet. They festered in the very heart of the monarchy, hidden behind protocol and duty, because admitting uncertainty could mean constitutional chaos. And Harry knows it, so does Lady C, and that's what makes this moment so explosive. Because if Meghan wasn't the biological mother, and there's no formal adoption or surrogacy record, then Archie and Lilibet's claim to royal titles isn't just weak, it's legally vulnerable. Royal succession is about blood, legacy, and lineage, and Harry, raised in that lineage, understands exactly how fragile the line is. That's why he's reportedly scrambling behind the scenes, not just to fight off critics, but to smother the flames before they become a full-blown inferno, suing authors, threatening YouTubers, and trying to erase statements from the public eye may seem aggressive, but to many it looks desperate, and desperation raises new questions. What is he so determined to hide? The public mood is shifting from empathy to skepticism, and Harry's reactions, from lashing out at satire to targeting commentators, only paint the picture of a prince backed into a corner, guarding a truth that refuses to stay buried. Something is being hidden, and every time Prince Harry demands privacy, royal historian Hugo Vickers says it's like setting off a flare over a buried truth. This isn't just drama fit for tabloids. This is a full-blown constitutional crisis with implications for the monarchy itself. Lady Colin Campbell and Tom Bauer, two relentless investigators, have cracked open a vault of uncomfortable questions, and Harry's angry legal pushback isn't calming things down. It's making the fire spread faster the more he tries to silence the story. The more people start to wonder, what is he so afraid of? As the royal dust begins to settle, one question refuses to go away. What is Prince Harry really trying to keep hidden, from threatened lawsuits to leaked hospital logs? Sealed documents to whispers behind palace doors, every clue points to one chilling truth. Something about the births of Archie and Lilibet doesn't quite add up, but here's what they never saw coming. You're watching, you're questioning, you're putting the puzzle together piece by piece. The same institutions that once operated in silence and shadows are now being held accountable by a global public that won't accept half-truths anymore. That's real power, your power. So don't just watch this unfold, be part of it. Be the reason the truth sees the light. Because while Prince Harry rushes to shut down voices and bury stories, we're not backing off. We'll keep digging, asking, and exposing. But we need you with us. Your voice makes a difference. Your curiosity keeps the truth alive. If you believe secrets shouldn't shape royal history, if you want the updates mainstream outlets won't touch, if you're done sitting back while reality gets rewritten behind closed doors, then this is your moment. Stay with us, because here, we don't protect the crown, we expose the cracks in its foundation. And the next wave of revelations, it won't just be about who the children are, it'll be about what they were born to claim.